9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. Happy Friday, everybody. This is your PR princess, your timeless elite, Stone Cold Courtney, whatever you want to call me, on this Friday edition of WWT Live with you. We've had a very crazy week. We had John Cena winning the Intercontinental title. We had Blood and Guts on Wednesday, and we're just going to wrap things up what happened with SmackDown, and of course, what happened 24 hours ago on TNA. But thankfully, I'm not doing this alone. I am so happy to have him on this week. And if you saw his impression of West Side Gun, you'll probably know. But I'm so happy to have Kane McCoy back in the building.
Hey, yo! I'm sorry that you had to see that. I apologize to any and everybody. I apologize to your eyeballs, to your eardrums, to everything. If you need some type of fixer-upper to get that out of your mind, out of your memory, please email tktrinidad at www.live.net.
Oh my.
I
mean, there it is. There it is. But how are you on a Friday?
We are surviving this LA rain. We're making it out, once it rains in LA, just for a wee little bit, everyone goes a little cray-cray here. Oh, wait, what? That's not the rain. That's fans of TNA crying at the BS that we saw last night. That's what the precipitation is. Got it. Okay. That's what it's the tears from the wrestling community mourning the end of Mike Santana's TNA championship reign? ?
We're going to talk about that because shout outs to Lewis in the chat. Shout out to our producer from the future. I'm laughing at his comment. I'm like, no, we're not going to show up on this because this is breaking news. But before we even dive into TNA, we do want to acknowledge yesterday marked 20 years ago, the passing of Latino Heat, Viva La Raza, Eddie Guerrero. If you remember back in 2005 of the unexpected news passing, everybody did tributes to him from Raw to SmackDown, and it was very heartbreaking. And Kane, I just want to get your quick thoughts on everybody celebrating of Eddie Guerrero and Mr. Latino Heat.
Oh, man. One of the best, one of a kind. I remember exactly where I was, where I heard the news. I was sitting in the computer lab and somebody pulled up WWE.com around the same time as I pulled it up. And we had the same reaction because it was on WWE.com front page. This is pre-Twitter, Facebook. Wow. It was pretty much MySpace and finding out between WWE.com and MySpace as well. And remembering where I was and just that sadness that that overcame you because you felt like Eddie was just getting started and you wanted to see how his run was going, if he was going to get another shot at the WWE championship. And also we just saw him wrestle Mr. Kennedy on SmackDown. And it's just like, how? So, it's man, I mean, time is the only constant in life, right? Like constant or change is the only constant. It's 20 years. That's how I feel now. I can't believe that was 20 years ago. But, Eddie has given us a lifetime of memories. I think about Michael Cole screaming at Eddie to get on the top rope to upset Brock Lesnar at No Way Out 04. You know what I mean? Like to go into WrestleMania 20 as WWE champion. And just like his legacy lives on, we see those matches he put on, whether it be the banger at Halloween Havoc with Rey Mysterio or seeing it with his son, LOL, Dominic Mysterio, with the way he does in his matches. So, long live Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, I was in high school when he first came out. I think I was a sophomore in high school. I was like a freshman or sophomore in high school. And SmackDown was already right there. And I remember him and Batista were aligning with each other. And I remember like he faced off against Mr. Kennedy on SmackDown. So I thought, okay, we're getting ready for Survivor Series. He's going to be part of a team and we'll see what we're going to do. But then, of course, when the news broke out on WWE.com, yes, it was WWE.com. You didn't have social media. You kind of had the quote unquote dirt sheets, but it was WWE.com. I mean, you had message boards back then. But I remember the news and it was like breaking news. Eddie Guerrero passed away. And I was just like, whoa. You got to be kidding me. And that was kind of one of the few deaths in the wrestling world that really heart sank with me, because I was really getting into wrestling because I started in 2002, and Eddie was one of the few people that I had my eyes on SmackDown. Obviously, when he won the WWE title, he was feuding with Kurt Angle. He was one of the SmackDown 6 to help SmackDown get established to what it is today, courtesy of Paul Heyman. Just a quick note, but he definitely left an impact. Not just, as Kane said, WCW, go see his matches. ECW was another part that Eddie did. Also, when he wrestled in New Japan, and even to this day, his legacy still lives on from the article that Ray put out yesterday talking about the friendship he had to Mercedes Moné, paying homage to Eddie Guerrero in a few of her matches. And we did see Stephanie Vaquer pay homage to Eddie Guerrero in one of her matches. So he has definitely influenced a lot of people. And even to this day, I'm happy his legacy is still remembered.
Yeah, forever. Viva la raza.
Yes. So we want to definitely celebrate Eddie Guerrero, sending love to his family, his friends, and Latino Heat's going to live on forever. But before we get into TNA, we also had another developing story that happened yesterday. And unfortunately, we now can end the rumors because Joe Hendry, courtesy of Fightful, is officially signed with WWE.
I believe that Joe Hendry will now be John Cena's final opponent. We have talked about it here several times on this show that I believe that Joe Hendry will be the catalyst to get that big pop. It's the only match that we haven't seen before. We're not going to rely on nostalgia of bringing back previous acts. Nick Aldis mentioned in his promo on SmackDown that some people don't even work here. At the time, Joe Hendry did not work at WWE, but now he does. Obviously, they haven't announced this on air. It's been on the dirt sheets only, but I believe that Joe Hendry's first match as a WWE superstar will be against John Cena. I've been saying Joe Hendry is going to have a huge 2026. WWE believes in him. He's got himself over to a point that he's the replacement for Kevin Owens to wrestle Randy Orton at WrestleMania. WrestleMania, huge pop. I was there for that. Randy Orton's face said it all. He was like, oh, okay, this isn't just a thing. And also, Joe Hendry is the only wrestler at this point that has that crossover appeal. If you don't know Joe Hendry, you know the Joe Hendry meme. By hook or by crook, he has gotten that over. It's all over on TikTok. It's all over, people just popping up. It's in the streamers things where people in the chat are posting gifs of Joe Hendry. They're doing loud alarm clocks of Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry is in the pop culture zeitgeist at this point. So WWE is going to capitalize on that, I believe. So And just from a professional, personal standpoint, I've followed Joe Hendry's career for a very, very long time. So I'm very happy to see what happens when you do hard work, when you put into work, and you get over. And he is a testament of what happens when you get over. And he's massively over. That's very important in wrestling, to put butts in seats, to make people want to see you. People want to see Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry is the best TNA champion in the last 10 years. I thought his reign should have came sooner and lasted longer. But again, sometimes TNA will TNA with it. But overall, I'm very excited for Joe Hendry and his future as a WWE superstar, which reminds me, I need to go to the TNA merch site and cop his merch while it's cheap. Wait, is it on discount now? Let me go.
It should be. I'm hoping it is. I mean, Black Friday. I mean, come on. We're almost in holiday shopping mode. They should.
I believe that my bank account will cover this amount that I purchase. I believe in my credit card limit. I believe in my credit card limit to buy a bunch of TNA Joe Hendry merch.
Oh my goodness. You better get it while you can. You better
it's vintage at this point.
Yeah,
it's vintage streetwear.
You might as well.
Shouts to Joe Hendry, Happy for
Yeah,
Joe.
I started following Joe Henry because everybody's like, "Who's Joe Henry? Who's Joe Henry?" And then I started following him, but I learned a lot about him on who he was, and I did not realize he plays guitar and he actually sings. Like, he is a really great, talented singer, and he's a very creative singer, by the way, because some of his songs are pretty funny when he was on NXT and TNA. So he's used to that talent, and also seeing him with the Hardys teaming it up, it was just so fun to watch, and that was one of my favorite moments. And also, he's well known. He's self-made. He's from Scotland, so you don't want to mess with a man from Scotland. But also seeing it's going to be a big year for 2026. I know we will talk about SmackDown shortly because LA Knight has a mystery opponent. A lot of people are saying Joe Hendry, but we shall see because they may do a turn because Solo Sikoa has a mystery opponent on Monday. So it's a possibility he may come on Monday Night Raw, and the GOAT is supposed to come in Madison Square Garden.
And that's how we're gonna get the bloop, bloop, bloop. I believe that they're gonna put Joe against Solo. Joe Hendry in the Garden debuting for WWE. Come on, man.
You can't get bigger than that. You can't
get bigger than that. And obviously, WWE has invested in Joe Hendry to a point where they basically told TNA, hey, man, we're going to go ahead and handle the rest of this. I appreciate it. We see him on NXT with Thea Hill challenging Chelsea Green and Ethan Page for the Triple Eight mixed tag titles. And now we're going to see him on Monday Night Raw on Monday, I believe. So they are invested in the Joe Hendry business. Joe Hendry has a business degree anyway. So like this guy knows how to market himself. I mean, he's really good at what he does. And again, he's a big guy. He has the look. He's a legitimate badass with freestyle wrestling. He's creative. There's so many things that you can work with Joe Hendry. He is, like, in my opinion, the quintessential television wrestler, Joe Hendry. Whatever you want out of him, he's going to do it. He's going to entertain. So I can't wait. I can't wait. By the way, Dylan Matthew says coming in the Garden sounds illegal.
Oh my God.
Only on days that don't end in Y, Dylan. Only on days that don't end in Y.
There it is, folks. And shout out to Jeffrey in the chat. Congratulations again to Joe Hendry. Finally, he is on the roster to WWE, and we are sticking with TNA news. Now, I'm just going to do a backstory on this because people are confused. So, back at Bound for Glory, there was a Call Your Shot gauntlet match. And it was the last two were Frankie Kazarian and Nick Nemeth. And we thought we were going to get a winner. But unfortunately, Santino Marella put them as co-winners of the Call Your Shot gauntlet match. And we thought Frankie Kazarian was going to do his shot on the night Mike Santana won. But thank God that didn't happen. If you did watch TNA, last night, we have a new TNA world champion in Frankie Kazarian. Now, if you have followed Frankie Kazarian in his career, especially like going in the TNA days when it was the Impact Zone, the six-sided steel, he was one of the forefronts of TNA. And also every single title except the big one that he had back then. So, Kane, I just want to get your quick thoughts on this because this caused a lot of ruckus.
We don't know where to start. I saw this with my $9.99 that I pay for TNA Plus. I pay for this subscription, and I wanted to call my bank and report the last year of the $9.99 for fraud. That's how upset I was when I saw this. I couldn't believe that a company that has their biggest pay-per-view of the year a month ago and then goes dark for a month without any real explanation, comes back and has their champion, Mike Santana, who they spent 3 months investing in, having him chase the TNA World title and defeat NXT superstar Trick Williams in his first television defense, in his first overall defense against Ryan Nemeth. Not Nick, but Ryan Nemeth, his brother, in a no contest because the NXT mid-card, who we forgot about for the most part, High Rise was included in that. Sans, Desmond Xavier. They remember they were on the roster with Lexus King and Robert Stone and whatnot. They run in to attack Mike Santana for an inexplicable reason, causing him the match. And then here comes Frankie Kazarian to cash in the Call Your Shot gauntlet and defeat Mike Santana, who ends his first championship reign at a ridiculously sad 32 days, 0 defenses, and 1 appearance on TNA television as champion. LOL TNA, then, now, and forever.
I'm going to take a step back on this because this is nothing against Frankie, because he's been he should have been champion years prior before all of this. And if I was in creative, I would be really thinking a lot about this, because especially in the back of my mind, because you have a pay-per-view tonight at Turning Point. It would have made a lot more sense if you wanted something shocking. I mean, I get with TNA, and also it's very confusing because apparently there is something floating around that Mike Santana is, quote unquote, allegedly, and I use it very well, allegedly has an injury, which, I mean, it wouldn't be a shocker at all, but it's just it just seemed very odd because you put a lot of stuff onto Mike Santana coming back, and it's I don't know how it's going to affect Turning Point tonight, but this is going to be very something. And if I was Nick Nemeth, I would be very upset because they're the co-winners, and that's very interesting, but very curious on how the fall is going to be, not just for Turning Point, but moving forward. There was alleged reports earlier that Mike Santana didn't show up, but surprisingly enough, he did show up. Shout outs to PWI Insider for providing the update on saying that he is in the building for Turning Point tonight, because we will go over bowl predictions a little bit later on, but it's going to be very curious to see on where this goes next. I mean, I'm happy Frankie won the title, but at the same time, it's creative. Come on, do better.
Yeah. What are you feeling? Are you feeling like you're in a fever dream, or are you feeling like you're a little delirious or something about this result? That's because Tommy Dreamer and Delirious are out here booking this T-Rash. This is basura. This is not good. To your point, Courtney, Turning Point is tonight. TNA Turning Point, which is quickly becoming TNA Turning Off with the clicker. I don't want to watch this. I don't want to even see this develop, because from a storyline standpoint, this does not make sense. From the moment that you didn't have Santana win the TNA World Championship in his hood, in his hometown, Boricua, they were in New York City. He had his mans rapping him out to the ring. That would have been perfect. They did the same thing with Joe Hendry when Joe Hendry should have won at Slammiversary. Santana should have also won at Slammiversary. Instead, they wait, it cools off for a bit, and then you have Bound for Glory in Mike Santana's rival city. You have it in Boston, right outside of Boston in Massachusetts. So it gets kind of a ho-hum reaction. And then after that, you go dark for a full month and give us 2 weeks of a best of, something random, and then a random best of Hardys. You lost your momentum. You pushed the Rock all the way up, got top to the mountain, and instead of rising more, you just let the Rock fall back on you, TNA. So we have to it's to a point, do you even want to see how they jiggle themselves out of this? Because this is just piss poor. This is not good. As much praise TNA has had this last year, these last 2 years, it's finally felt like, okay, we're getting this right. TNA is something that you can tell the homies about, that you can enjoy, that you can say the TNA initials have gotten that stink off of it from when they had to change the Impact back to TNA. The nostalgia's there. We're feeling good about TNA. They go and do this. This is nonsense on a random Thursday when you come back off of a hiatus for 4 weeks. So a lot of people didn't even see it live and don't even know the angle of Santana being attacked by NXT in the first place. They just think it was a one-on-one Kazarian match. They didn't advertise Kazarian Santana. Like Nemeth and Santana won't advertise. It's just like, what are we doing here? You know, Chris Jericho gave praise to CNA a couple of days ago. He's going to say that was AI. He was like, that wasn't me.
Oh my God, he's gonna blame Chris.
It wasn't real. That wasn't me. That wasn't me at all. Like it's just upsetting to see. You know, just this has not been. Has been good. So, you know, this happens as the same day your relevant champion in the last 10 years is going to WWE. So stay tuned. See how TNA gets out of this.
Well, we'll see. And also, it's funny that we're talking about Frankie Kazarian because we're talking about this because he was on Busted Open last night on the podcast. He joined Dave LaGreca and Bully Ray on Busted Open. Shout out to Dave LaGreca. You can check out his interview on Women's Wrestling Talk with Boss Lady TK. They were talking about the new champion, and among the subjects that brought up during the chat was the idea of Kazarian defending his title against his well-known nemesis AJ Styles. As you guys know, they have an untold story in the TNA Impact Zone together, and he added that AJ Styles wants the match too, but they're waiting on one quote unquote one guy to sign off on it, and pretty much he goes in to say absolutely excites me. AJ and myself have both kind of put it out there over the last few months that he's ready to go. I'm ready to go. We basically need one or two guys to sign off on it. I know AJ wants this to happen. I want it to happen. More importantly, the fans want it to happen. And look, that's what we're in the business of, giving the fans what they want and giving the fans what they want one more time because AJ's hanging it up. Our history speaks for itself. AJ, there's nobody I respect more. There's nobody I'm a bigger fan of. And with his history in this company and with me now being the guy here, the stakes just went up. So this match could even mean more than it would have. I mean, yeah, we're waiting on one guy to sign it off. And I hope that one guy does sign off on it because that would be a great pump button on not only both of our careers, but our friendship.
Now, everything I just ranted about the last 5 minutes, I would totally change my mind if we get AJ Styles versus Frankie Kazarian for the TNA World Championship. There could have been better ways to get there, but as this tournament with John Cena currently says, the time is now. If we could find a way to flip that and get that match to happen, both Frankie Kazarian and AJ Styles are pillars of TNA. I mean, they've wrestled against each other in TNA. I believe they've tagged with each other a couple of times in TNA, as well as ROH. The last time we've seen AJ Styles and Frankie Kazarian share a ring was back in 2015. If you were there at an ROH wrestling event, because it was a dark match, the last time we seen them in TNA together was 2013. So 12 years. It's been 12 years since we've last seen AJ Kazarian. That sounds like a magician next to David Copperfield. Now, the last time since we've seen AJ Styles and Frankie Kazarian together. So if this is what leads to it, okay, but there could have been better ways to get there. Mike Santana could have had maybe a title defense. Maybe he could have just went one victory over Ryan Nemeth and then get the win. But again, if it leads to that, then I would love to see that. And for AJ Styles to put that tweet out a couple days ago saying, I want to back in TNA, but they saying blah, 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 blah. I think that was on purpose. So I think this definitely leads to a Kaz AJ Styles match. Could we see in 2026, because that's the last year AJ's going, could we see TNA World Champion AJ Styles in 2026?
It needs to happen. I mean, he did say his deal will be up in 2026. I don't see why not, because John's going to be gone. I mean, Cody, he has a few years left, but we already see him battle Cody. And it would be nice to kind of bring it back as a throwback to TNA, because I don't think people realize the history these guys had. And I said this earlier, they are two of the pillars for TNA when it first started. If you go back to some of the matches that they had, the rivalry that they had, even I'm thinking about, like, because I'm in PR mode for this, I'm thinking of like what kind of promotion you need to do, like a vignette throwback of these two, because there's just so much archive history that you could do to make this right. Like, you have to make sure you want to hype up the match, but you want to make sure it executed properly. The question would be is what TN, like, I know people say WWE, but I think this needs to be on TNA. It's just which TNA pay-per-view would you want it on? Would you want it on Slammiversary? Would you want it on Bound for Glory? Or would you want it on like Turning Point or Genesis? So it's kind of like thinking timing wise and thinking, how is this going to promote? I mean, it would be nice. It would be nice if they did it during WrestleMania weekend, because that's when Genesis happens. But
is Genesis doing Mania weekend?
I want to say so.
I thought it was.
I
thought like Genesis sets it off, right? It's like Genesis at first, and
I think it's like earlier, because I think this year it was.
Is it Rebellion? I think Rebellion is like near Mania.
Oh. Then
at least it was last year. But I agree that it should be at Genesis, because Genesis is the top of the year. And if you really want to set some ish off, you know what I mean? I sorry, Dragon Lee. I know that, you know, AJ Styles is currently one half of the World Tag Team Champions, AJ Lee, as they call him, AJ Styles, Dragon Lee, AJ Lee, even though I have a better tag team name for AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. You want to hear it? Okay.
Yes. Tag
Team Champions. AJ Styles, Dragon Lee. It'll be called the Community.
I just have to get used
to it. You know, you know. If you know, you know. The Community. If you know, you know.
Well, that's that. Well, there it is. And since we were talking about the tag team champions, and we were talking about AJ. Oh my God. AJ Styles, Dragon Lee. We're just going to get right into SmackDown, because we got SmackDown tonight coming to you from Albany, New York. We know at the top of the hour we'll have a Honey Night SmackDown happening. As courtesy of Nick Aldis said last week, the Last Time Is Now tournament is going to be happening on SmackDown tonight. We have main event Jey Uso and one of John Cena's foes, The Miz. He headlined WrestleMania, remember? He beat John Cena at WrestleMania. I got to put that refresher in. So the Last Time Is Now. These two will be going one-on-one. We're also going to have the tournament continue with LA Knight, and he will have a mystery opponent. Could it be somebody from NXT? Could it be somebody we haven't seen in a couple years? Who knows who his opponent's going to be, but we shall see who's it going to be tonight. We're also going to have the new women's champion, Jade Cargill, taking on B-Fab one-on-one after that encounter backstage last week. And we're also, even though Sami Zayn is not medically cleared, he's supposed to have a backstage segment with Solo Sikoa, especially after what happened the last couple weeks. All this and more happening tonight on SmackDown on USA Network at 8 Eastern Time. And make sure to check at the top of the hour for Honey Night SmackDown. And Kane, I just want to get your quick thoughts on what match or segment are you looking forward to see on SmackDown?
I'm shocked that Honey's not in Orlando, Florida, looking for Tommy Dreamer and Delirious after what happened to her fellow Puerto Rico, Mike Santana. Like, I'm shocked she's even going to do it. First of all, that's my biggest, because you know they don't mess around with that.
You don't mess with any Boniqua from the Bronx.
Yeah, from the BX, baby. That's nonsense. However, I tell you that the most exciting will be Jade Cargill's first title defense. Frankie Kazarian would not be calling his shot on Jade Cargill and taking the WWE Women's Championship, I believe. I don't think that's going to happen. So I think a full match might happen in which she would just ragdoll B-Fab. We spoke on this show about challengers for Jade Cargill. I think we're going to start to see that happen tonight. I think that after she just obliterates B-Fab. Sorry, B-Fab, but you know, it was on the bingo card of who gets fed to Jade first. And I definitely put the B right over B-Fab. I was like, she's first. So I think we're going to see what happens after this. Our first match seeing Jade as champion. It's a non-title defense, but it's our first time to see Jade last week. Oh my God. When she came out and that camera panned up and we saw that gold around them 17,000 abs she got. And she was flexing. I said, that's money. My father called me and was like, who is that? He called me. I was like, Dad, what up? He was like, I'm watching wrestling. Who was that black girl with the... I said, oh, Jade Cargill? He was like, yes. And then just hung up the phone. I was like, damn, Dad, okay. So, and my mom and dad got me into wrestling, so they're pretty hip. But that's how you know Jade's ill, when she jumps off the screen to like casuals or people who haven't watched in a while or just catching up. When it's like, that's money, and that's been the whole thing with Jade from the moment she's got there. That aura, as the kids say, you can't teach that. You know what I mean? You can't teach that. So I'm excited to see her. I think she remains champion into Mania. I think it's going to be a very strong run. I think after BFAB, we're going to see something with Charlotte. As we discussed on the show on Monday night, we said that Charlotte and Alexa Bliss, Char Bliss, will be dropping to the Kabuki Warriors. That will be a way to move Charlotte towards back to the title picture. And I think that's what we're going to see at the Rumble with Jade and Charlotte. So I'm looking for that the most to be what develops after that. Other than that, as Councilman calls him, Sammy Foley, Mick Foley, Sami Zayn, it's going to be the same old with Sami Zayn. Until I see Sami Zayn attack Cody Rhodes and says he's going to be the next WWE World Champion, I'm good.
Sami Zayn needs to take the same playbook his daddy did when he was WWE champion. Just take the same playbook as your daddy.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, I'm very happy PFAB is really getting a lot of ring work, because the Street Profits, where are they? Where are the Street Profits? So BFAB is just backstage. So I'm happy that she is getting a one-on-one opportunity. And I'm going to say this, Jade works better as a heel. And after watching her on AEW, I just hope the tools that they had when she was a heel on AEW kind of moves right in to the heel era that we are now, because she does work better as a heel. She can be very dangerous. And the way she had her promo last week, I was like, ooh, there's a reason why.
Here's what it is. Yes. Here's what it's going to be. I see y'all next week. Bye. I love it. Less is
there's
more.
There's a reason why.
Less is more. Yeah.
So I'm hoping to see BFAB go one-on-one. I just want to see this match and just see BFAB definitely take it to the next level. I definitely want to see a lot of work with her, and also Michin as well. We did see an encounter with Chelsea last week, but now she's the new Women's United States champion.
And I think with that, that Chelsea situation happened because, again, I think we're planning her feuds. So I think we're going to see Charlotte, and then we're going to see Chelsea. And then that's what leads to Bianca Belair.
And you know what else we have planned? We got the Women's Wrestling Archive that's happening. And it all goes to a good cause. So if you love women's wrestling, you love looking at the history of Women's Archive, check out this new initiative that we have on WWT.
Women's wrestling didn't just show up yesterday in glitter boots. We've been here the entire time, body slamming through history.
The Women's Wrestling Archive launches January 1st, 2026, and it's going to pave the way for all women's wrestling.
Because if we don't document it, a man might say he did it first.
This has been a passion project for a very long time. Head over to the womenswrestlingarchive.com to donate $1, $5, or whatever you can. It all goes a long way.
Let's give these women the spotlight that they've always deserved.
Her story belongs in history. Help us preserve it today. Join us at womenswrestlingarchive.com. Support the archive. Support women's wrestling. Donate today.
Goes to a good cause. So make sure to support the Women's Wrestling Archive. Just a little bit of AEW news. First off, before we get into regarding MVP, I do want to give a shout out to all the women in that Blood and Guts match on Wednesday. They put on a solid performance, all 12 women. Even though even though the ending I had mixed feelings about, because I said it on my watch along, I got to give credit to each and every one of them. They did put on a solid performance. Shout outs to Sky Blue. Her face was so bloodied. Harley Cameron, she brought out Minnie Monet. It was so nice to see the surprise appearance from the puppet, because she did get a pop. Also, I mean, Willow's Willow. She's been in matches before. I know what she has. Her and Chris Statlander, they've both been in it, along with Julia Hart and Sky Blue. But I got to give a shout out to all the ladies. I got to give a shout out to some of the guys as well. Kyle O'Reilly. Getting Jon Moxley to tap out, especially after the last 2 weeks. He tried to do it, But I got to give props to Kyle O'Reilly, Roddy, who, by the way, were in War Games when they were in NXT. So they had the experience. So shout out to them. Shout out to Orange Cassidy. It was his first time doing it. And also, you should have never had Gabe Kidd in that match. I'm sorry. I'm not going to forgive him. He's on my enemies list because I didn't like how he spat in Willow's face during Dynamite.
Bloody hell, bruv. Bloody hell. Gabe Kidd, I guess, escaped from whatever place he was at because we last saw him getting dragged away in the body bag. So I'm happy he was able to dust off the shoulders and get his lick back on Darby Allin. The only thing I was disappointed about the women's match was, and this is me selfishly saying, we didn't get Minnie Monet busted open.
That's what I was going to say.
Hoping.
They should have been creative.
Really hoping.
They should have they should have put a double submission on both Tony and Mina, or you could have held Minnie Monet hostage and have like Harley freaking out, or you could have brought Athena in because her and Harley are meeting next week in Ring of Honor.
Yes. And I just felt like that was kind of missed a little bit, but man, when I saw Minnie Monet come out and it was just the puppet got ripped off to reveal Harley having brass knuckles, I was like, yeah, that's cool too. But damn, man, if only Minnie Monet would have taken a chair shot, or even better, a blade job, and all the stuffing, just the white stuffing comes out, or even if she bled, just to make it more cooler. I just really wanted to see that. I'm sorry, Jeffrey, I can't let it go. I was sitting there, edge of my seat. I was just like, man, it didn't happen. But again, shouts to the ladies. Also to the wrestling community who was like, there's too much blood in the blood and guts match.
It's a blood and guts match. Come on now.
I don't know. There's too much blood in the blood and guts match.
Have you seen the past blood and guts match they had?
Yeah, I mean, Sky Blue was busted open within like 2 minutes, though. That was gnarly, dude. I was like, whoa. And also Jamie Hayter, who was probably somewhere still in a dark room, just laying down because she had the trash lid on her face and took just a torpedo flying chair from Megan Bain. And maybe Jamie Hayter could be chipped teeth, but again, she's British, universal health care, she'll be good.
And it's funny because when all the ladies were standing, they didn't even help out Mercedes after that match. And that's why I felt bad. I'm like, man, Mercedes is your tag team partner. You could have at least helped her up. She is part of the winning team. Come on now.
The spot with Mercedes using all the belts to whoop ass.
That was
really
pretty,
enjoyed that.
I will say that. But I'm like, man, you didn't even help out Mercedes after the match. That's your partner.
Yes, it happened in both matches. Like after Stat did that I wish it was like a death or Samoan drop off the cage through the table. Oh, Mercedes was done. And same thing with Darby. Like it started out like each team member raised their hands with one missing member who was sacrificed for the love of the game. So all in all, shouts to Blood and Guts in Greensboro. It's truly what Dusty would have wanted. And now we have to see how WWE does War Games.
Well, it's fastly approaching, but a little bit of AEW news because we did find out that MVP, yes, that is true. So MVP signed a contract extension with AEW, and courtesy of Fightful reported this, but a new interview with MVP was rolled out by Adventure Games, and he told the outlet that he signed a contract extension, and he quoted on saying, I do want to say this. I want to say thank you to Tony Khan because recently I signed an extension and I'll be with AEW for quite a while in my current capacity and hopefully beyond in a managerial capacity and to whatever extent possibly behind the scenes. I'm very happy where I'm at right now in my career at this stage to be able to continue to contribute to the business and make money with my friends and entertain at the level that we're still able to maintain. I appreciate Tony Khan for giving me, Bobby, Shelton, an opportunity to get the team back together for a final run, and the future looks bright.
I mean, where else is MVP gonna go after his Triple H comments? There's only 3 letters for MVP to go to, and that's AEW, buddy. No way that we're gonna see him back in the Stanford territory as long as Triple H is running it. So, he just, this same week we just heard that MVP called Triple H a phony. So he was like, I don't care what y'all say about NXT Booker guy, but I worked with the guy. So
Well, before we get into that, we do have somebody that's been running WWT for a while, and she's been almost everywhere, been giving interviews from David LaGreca to many people in the independent scene, and we're just happy that she's here. Our leading lady of WWT, Miss TK.
Hey, thank you. The interview took longer than I expected, but I am so happy that I did it, and yeah, it's gonna be a good thing.
Yeah,
look,
and
we're talking about MVP. We got the MVP of WWT here, who also talks about Triple H's booking. It works perfectly.
Working? What you're talking about? What?
I said we have the MVP of WWT while talking about MVP.
Geez.
Yes. Who needs new BUDSs for her EARS? I don't know. Was it you plugged in? You can hear us?
No, what happened was, so these headphones are attached to all my technology, and for some reason when my phone, like a text message comes through on my phone, then it like clicks to my phone, so I have to turn off the Wi-Fi on my phone so it's just directly with my computer. It's all a whole techie thing, but I am here. Yeah, shout out to MVP gave us a really good shout out, so shout out to MVP. But what exactly are we talking about for, I guess, more accolades?
MVP signed an extension with AEW.
Oh, nice.
And also, with the fact too, Kane brought up he said some not nice things about Triple H this past week.
Yeah, he ain't going back to the Stanford territory, so.
Yeah, I mean, he's been saying stuff. I think he said on ironically, like Jericho Cruise last year, that he would never go back to WWE. So yeah, but I'd say almost never is never in wrestling.
It's like never say never.
Yeah.
But I'm happy.
MVP's been booked the way he wanted to be booked. Not even the way he wanted to be booked. The way he wanted Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin booked. I still hope there's hope for Cedric Alexander. You know what I mean? Because they're all boys. So even though, Tony Khan didn't say disparaging things about all three of their wives. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like the hiccup there, as far as like, Big Swole.
Oh, yeah.
That's really why I believe we haven't seen Ced yet.
Yeah, this was like
the early. Yeah,
the early years.
That's a long time ago.
The early years of AEW.
Yeah, so I've always kind of wondered about that dynamic. But again, that's, conversations that I'm sure that they are having. But MVP is extended, so we need more MVP on television, especially in the back. I think he's really, more of a mentor. People don't forget, like, MVP's like resume is like quite strong, especially MVP being one of the first few wrestlers to really do it big post WWE. If memory serves me correct, I believe MVP is the first IWGP Intercontinental Champion. Like when that was around, but before it got retired. So I think he beat Bosa. Chat confirmed without looking. I think MVP beat a young Okada to advance to the tournament. I remember it being like a big deal, like MVP defeating Okada when he was really starting his young boy run to come up. But MVP was the first Intercontinental champion for New Japan. So like his style, I mean, he's been around the world. He's well traveled, and we see the success that he's having with Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin. So
yeah,
shouts to the Hurt Syndicate.
I put this in the group chat, but oh my God, Blood and Guts.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah, I was gonna mention you because you were like 2 minutes into watching it and you just sent like a gif of like horror. You were just like, oh my God.
It was so, and I actually for you guys who saw me, I don't normally do this, but I might start. I was on TikTok live before I did the interviews like a couple hours ago, and I was talking about that because I remember I was talking about AEW as far as, you know, they're not building people individually. We're seeing them throw, you know, teams like, you know, 3-on-3s and all this other stuff, and it doesn't make sense. However, with this blood and guts, particularly for the women, it seemed like it introduced each individual woman's personality for you to connect with somebody. And I don't know if that's the game plan, meaning that, okay, now we saw everybody, now we can kind of start building up different people, but that would be the time. Like when I watched them, like I can see this might be your first time watching, you know, AEW, for instance, but you see every woman's personality, that if they now split it from that and they start building up women, this would be the perfect time to do it. So I don't know if that's the game plan or they're just going to go back to the regular schedule program, but yeah, it was I was thoroughly enjoyed it.
It was enjoyable, and I think it's going to tie into, because we still have the AEW Women's Tag Team Tournament, so we do see some tag teams that are going at, obviously, of course, the Sisters of Sin will be battling the Babes of Wrath, and then, of course, Megan Bayne and Sharina Shafir, they're going to be taking on Taiji, and we're also going to see Toni Storm and Mina Shirokana take on Rio and Alex Windsor, so there's going to be a lot of layers to all this, and of course, we did see appearance between Penelope and Queen Amanada before they went to the back. So
yeah. Both I know what you're saying about the ending, but I feel like there's more to play. Like everything can't be perfect with so many people, but I feel like I'm hoping in good faith, because AEW is still relatively new. I'm hoping that there's a bigger picture. Other than that,
yeah, well, it is, Bosa, and I felt the same way you did when I first saw it. But then when I sat with it, I said, okay, they used the ending of that match to set up the tag tourney, because obviously we're going to get timeless love bombs against Marina Shafir and Megan Bayne in the AEW tag tourney. So I think that's what they're going to set that up for the semis. So having her choke out Mina, having Marina choke out Mina is what's going to set that up for that. Because I was like, why isn't Statlander involved in the ending of it? But of course, she took out Mercedes with the Samoan drop into the table off of the cage. So the next thing is to just get to build the tag tourney. So I was with you at first, and then I went back and watched it and thought about it. So that's my opinion.
And I will say this, because as somebody that has been a supporter of Toni Storm, Marina Shafir, you're going to be messing with an unhinged, crazy, and more violent, timeless Toni Storm. This is not the Toni Storm that you met 2 years ago. This is a violent Toni Storm. And I will say that if she can make a rampage on Marina Shafir, I want to see her go crazy on everybody from the Death Riders. Could you imagine her and Darby Allin teaming up together and just go crazy?
They'll be like Harley Quinn and Joker.
Yep, there you go.
And I wouldn't know which one is which. It would just be like androgynous, non-binary Harley and Joker. They'll just be Joke Harley, Hard Joker. Just one thing, just one mind meld.
Okay.
Well, that's another thing. But
hopefully the crowd pops. I ain't get a pop for it, but hopefully the crowd pops for it. Yeah, hopefully the crowd pops for it.
Well.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, TK, one of your favorite Canadians, Miss Chelsea Green, she actually has a new item on WWE Shop.
When I saw it, and I don't, I tend not to go in chat.
You're dirty. I'm sorry. Said you are so dirty.
Oh my
so
gosh. as said is in the streets. I tend not to comment on chats. However, when I saw it, I'm like, oh my god, I need one. And Chelsea's like, you do need one. So I actually do. Can you imagine during the summer, like on a boat, just yachting in Los Angeles? Bro, I need one. And the color is like gold all day. I'm for it.
I would take that. idea, that premise over Karens wearing the Chelsea green hats as they're calling the police on the people on the yacht in the ocean for making too much noise. So I like your idea better. Yes.
I'm just saying, it's popping.
I mean, it's a popular ad. A lot of people have been doing a lot of cosplay with Chelsea Green.
I mean, her
Chelsea.
outfits are popping. I like it.
Mhm.
Congratulations to her, and also, beyond wrestling, I always love seeing, because you can't wrestle the rest of your life. I mean, some people try to, but you can't wrestle the rest of your life. So it's always great to have multiple streams of income. I feel like I haven't said that word in a very long time, but
The phrase that pays
is very real, especially in today's America.
And also shout out to her because she made an appearance in New York promoting WWE. So she's doing her thing.
Yeah, what was that? Comic-Con or something? Or I saw her there.
Which one today?
It was Chelsea Green. I saw her. She had both titles with her. She had the United States Championship and the AAA mixed tag. It's the same thing you were talking about in New York. What was that for? I saw it, but I was like, oh, snap, Chelsea Green.
Yeah, because I know she was on like Fox New York earlier. She was trying to do promotional since SmackDown's in Albany and they're getting ready for Madison Square Garden on Monday. She's been everywhere. But shout out to Chelsea Green. Shout out to Chelsea Green. She's just doing her thing.
Yeah, man, she's been cooking. She's been cooking, and I cannot wait for her to win the Rumble in January. That's my pick.
That's
my all too soon. No one asked for Royal Rumble pick. January. Chelsea Green.
I think she is going to be like a pick for everybody else. I think they're going to probably make bold predictions. I think Will did pick her to win the Royal Rumble as well.
Yeah.
But shout outs to her. But we also do have some updated news regarding Elimination Chamber because we now found out, as Triple H posted on his socials, 3 decades in the making, it will return to the United Center, marking a historic return to Chicago for Elimination Chamber.
I am for the, oh my gosh. It's like the end of the year. It's just so weird. It's a existential crisis in the inner universe of my mind.
Oh, what, that like it's 2026 in like 3 hours?
Yeah, pretty much. It's like so crazy. Like it's like the what is that, Stranger Things, the upside down world where it's like, bro, Kane, we are just at the radio station. Like literally. Like, bro, like, oh my god, like it's just like so crazy. Like I just did these interviews and I was talking to somebody and I was just like, it's so, just even thinking where WWT is now versus where it was 2 years ago versus when it first started. You know, even when you reference Gail Kim, Courtney, and the fact she was like our second interview ever for WWE, it's just like so, it's just so like discombobulating.
Yeah. The only constant in life is change, man.
It's just crazy. We're like, next month will be the final month of 2025. We're just almost at the end of the year.
Yep.
That's it, man. That's it. I can't believe that they haven't been at the United Center for that long. What the hell? So they've been at the Allstate Arena the whole time since then, or like the Rosemount, whatever it's called, beforehand. They've never done a United Center in that long. Is the United Center bigger or something, or getting remodeled? Is there a reason why that they're back there? Because I believe, isn't that smaller than oh no, it's bigger. Okay, I just looked at the number.
It might be a booking thing too, because I know when they used to have, was it All In Chicago? The reason they didn't have it the year after that, it was like a booking thing, like something that was already booked. So it might just be a booking thing. Like, this is the time that Elimination Chamber happens. This is the city we wanted in, but you can't have this stadium. But you know, it seems like WWE doesn't have a hard time filling seats, so it's not going to be a problem.
No, because I think because it's been sold out the last couple of weeks, so they're not going to have any problems. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if Madison Square Garden was sold out on Monday, or even DC when they go to Saturday night's main event. I would not be shocked if it was sold out already.
Yeah, it's been a long time since yeah, I mean 30. I can't believe it's been that long. Wow, it seems like the last pay-per-view there was SummerSlam 94, Undertaker versus Undertaker, which is fitting, which is very fitting because these tickets are gonna kill you trying to buy them.
Yep.
So
Are they?
might as
Somebody's
well just
rich.
have Taker there. Just have Taker there to like show up. You know what I mean? But yeah, Limited Shaver in Chicago. Obviously, it looks like CM Punk's gonna headline that. Will he be champion? Is the question. Will he be World Heavyweight Champion in the next 3 months?
He should
We
be
gonna
still
see.
champion. He should be,
Yeah.
but we shall see on that. And it's crazy that you were talking about The Undertaker because WWE, in partnership with Events DC, has announced tickets for the special edition of Undertaker's 6 Feet Under with The Undertaker taking place on Friday, December 12th at the Howard Theater in Washington, D.C. And tickets will be on sale Wednesday, November 19th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time.
Well, first of all, Courtney, we're a professional show, so we do good segues like that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We just segue just real smooth. Just as somebody who used to live in DC, the idea of the Undertaker walking around Northwest DC just makes me giggle. Because I've been to the Howard Theater. We've done many events at the Howard Theater when I was working at radio in DC. So just that made me chuckle. But again, WWE, you know, we call it NTR, non-traditional revenue. They're going to find a way to squeeze your pockets and squeeze the money out. So what else could he be talking about that we haven't heard with the previous 6 Feet Unders? We're not really sure. No, I'm sorry. That was the one.
Oh my God, this
the one
so
Dead
much.
Man shows.
The one,
But no,
yeah.
yeah, that's right. That was the one Dead Man show. But 6 Feet Under is the podcast that he's doing with Michelle McCool now, right?
Yes.
Okay, so basically they're just flipping that into this. So yeah, live podcast in DC. So 6 Feet Under.
I mean,
in DC, that's a choice.
This is interesting. It's kind of wrestling related. So Mike Tyson, he's a Return of the Mike. Yeah, I don't know if you saw his one-man show, but I got to see it and it was amazing. And so he's coming back with that. And the reason I think he became on my timeline because I was watching Hangover. So wrestling related because he was in WWE for a hot second. He did an appearance, but that's kind of what when I saw Undertaker, I was like, oh yeah, Mike Tyson's coming back. By the way, if y'all.
I mean, he counted 3 as Stone Cold Steve Austin won his first WWE championship. We got to bleep out the F's.
Yes.
So yeah, that's a little something. That's a little something. Yeah, I saw that. I think Spike Lee directed that or something.
He directed the original one, yeah.
Yeah, the OG one. Yeah, I saw that in DC actually. I think at the Howard Theater. Symbiosis. Look at that.
There it is.
Yep, that's it.
So
but
the night before John Cena's last match, I wonder would John Cena be his guest?
Oh, that would be really interesting because they have so many stories. So many. Like you can go back to the
John Cena to be on all WWE podcasts before he makes his exit, but not so exit because he did say he was going to do behind the scenes stuff too.
Yeah, and also with the fact too, it would be nice for Taker and John to reminisce, especially the match they had 2003 Vengeance, and especially the promos leading up to that match at Vengeance. So that would be very interesting to see on the SmackDown side. Also, very curious what other guests he may have. I mean, it's going to be very interesting. Shout outs to The Undertaker on doing his podcast, but
I hope he does B Squared. I hope he does B Squared, Courtney.
Bull Buchanan.
I want him to do Bull Buchanan, like a This Is Your Life John Cena segment in which they bring back Bull Buchanan and have Brooks Jensen come out as well and be like, nah.
That's kind of crazy because when me and Honey were at 90s Wrestling Con, not only we had the chance to interact with Scotty Riggs, Bull Buchanan was his table was right next to us.
Get out of here. Was he right to censor Bull Bull Buchanan?
Yeah, he was right to censor. He was right to censor.
But no B Squared.
I think he did have a little bit of B Squared. I think he did have some on his argument, but it was right to censor.
That's the, you know what? That's the right decision to just go to right to censor and not stick with the B squared stuff. You know, they were out there though. They were out there. B squared. What a time. I haven't seen enough B squared in the montage clips. I'm a little upset about that. I haven't seen enough B squared in John Cena's montage clips. They've kind of like Judy Winslow'd B squared a little bit.
Wow.
I don't like it.
Really? We're circling back to that?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
He just went up the stairs and never came back down.
We were just talking about that Wednesday. Well, speaking of B squares, because we do miss her, Bianca Belair. This past week, Bianca Belair was actually on BET's 106 in Sports. It's on socials on some of her interviews, but she kind of reflected on how the injury occurred and admitted she has been surprised by how long the recovery process has taken, adding that she hopes to make her return soon. She quoted in saying, "I broke my knuckle, broke the joint. It's something that I thought was going to be very straightforward, 8 to 12 weeks. It's almost been 6 months at this point. It was WrestleMania. I was in a triple threat with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, and we were going to the top rope because that's what we do. And we came off the top rope, and Rhea landed on my hand, and it crushed everything in my finger. So it's been a crazy journey being an athlete and having an injury. You rely on your body, and now my body's not doing what it's supposed to do, but I'm hoping I can be back in the ring soon."
Can you imagine? Because it's like being an athlete, right? So if you like break a leg or something happens to your neck, it's like your body can't move or perform, but you have a finger and the 90% or 98% of the rest of your body can do everything. Like, I feel like that's even more like, obviously I don't want any other injuries to happen to Bianca, but like, I feel like on a mental level as an athlete, you're like, it's my finger, dog. Like it's so you're trying to tell me that I can't do something that I love doing because of the 5% of my body that doesn't want to cooperate. It must be driving her insane.
I
know she's driving with her left hand probably, because that right hand, whatever hand ain't doing right. I mean, we last saw her in her hometown of Knoxville, Tennessee, where I used to work in radio as well. Shouts to them. But her segment with Naomi, which was hilarious. They were talking about breaking into houses and stuff. But you can see it then. It was very thick. And then we saw the promo with her. You kind of see it on there still. And it's like, damn, wait a minute. Your hand got crushed like that, and you still put on that banger at Mania? Wow, Bianca. You a special one. So shouts to her. I hope she can get it healed soon. I think it will be healed probably about Elimination Chamber in Chicago. I think this time is going to be healed. In which she might not be at Chamber, but I think that's what's going to set up. Even if she is at Chamber, I can see her in Chamber to kind of, because her and Jade's happening at Mania. That's the money match. That's the money match. Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill at WrestleMania Vegas. Absolutely, I'm delirious just thinking about it. No TNA.
I would think it'd be the money. I think it'd be the money match if Triple H were running the entire show, because there are other powers that be that are making or that he has to answer to. I don't know if that's gonna be. I don't know if that's gonna be the play,
because there's so much power.
Yeah,
I'm gonna need Triple H to tell them people to stop sticking their noses in his business. He got the biggest nose of all, and just tell them this is my business, my nose in it, and this is what I'm booking.
And honestly, if you really want to go further, you put those ladies in the main event at WrestleMania. If you're gonna do both nights,
2 nights, yeah.
First
do
night,
it,
Bianca. Ooh,
like you can. I mean, the last time, and we talked about this many times, the last time we had 2 women of color was when Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair.
Yeah, Sasha and Bianca and Jade Cargill main event the first night of WrestleMania. I wanted them to wrestle. I didn't even think about it being a main event. Hell yeah. We should have a women's main event and a men's main event when it calls for it. every year at Mania. That's what it like. If the match is there, I thought the triple threat last year could have been the main event. Instead, they decided to set it off and say follow that night too. And you know, they were barely able to, only because Cena got to 17. But had that not happened, who knows? That, I mean, still was the match of the night. So, but overall, I hope Bianca comes back. You know, I want that hand fully healed so she can grip the braid and start smacking junks with it.
I know.
Do you think she's gonna change her gimmick when she comes back?
Ooh, that would be
No.
This would be the time.
Here's why. Because Jade's a heel. So if you're going to be out for that extended period of time, you got to come back as a face. Just hot baby face. We miss you. Welcome back.
And I think with SmackDown, when you look at like the SmackDown ladies, it's like which one has the stronger baby face outside of Tiffy,
who shouldn't even be a baby face. Who's better as a heel.
Yeah.
And man, both said that would be a really great image.
They should.
Maybe it's just the PTSD in me. I don't want to get my maybe because we survived the Naomi era of them doing Naomi badly for so long. I think as a Black woman, the PTSD in me is just like, I don't want to get my hopes up.
And that's okay.
They're employed.
I mean, you've been vocal about my Naomi for a while, and I get it because you know it's hard to do it because when she's like there, she's there, and it's like creative. What are you doing?
Yeah. So, but you know, maybe they'll prove me wrong, and I enjoy some people proving me wrong. So, Triple H, please make it happen. But I will not be, writing in if it doesn't, because
wow,
like a congressman, you're just gonna write.
Wow,
writing in.
Wow, sending speedy recovery to Bianca Belair.
Yes.
And make sure to check out her full interview on BET's socials because it is up now, and she does give a lot of good interviews, not just on wrestling but also other things that she loves. And kudos to her. And also outside of SmackDown, we also have a big event with TNA with Turning Point happening tonight at the top of the hour. So we do have some bold predictions happening. This is also the match for the countdown to Turning Point, which is going to be happening shortly. But just wanted to get you guys bold predictions because it looks like we have a triple threat on this. We have Jake something, Main Swarner, and the Hometown Man.
Hometown Man. It's the Hometown Man. I need Hometown Man to upset Frankie Kazarian and win the TNA World Championship. I love the Hometown Man gimmick. I love the fact they come out wearing the jersey of the hometown. They never say the hometown that they're in. They just say from the hometown. I mean, it's just a quintessential white meat babyface 80s territory gimmick. And the Hometown Man is so dope. I only wish that Cody Deaner was around to see this gimmick. It would have been perfect for him to do.
TK, who do you have?
Card is fire.
Yeah.
Hometown Man.
Just for controversy, I'll do Jake something.
Jake, for shits and giggles, I'm just picking the Hometown Man. That's all I'm doing. I'm just picking that just for giggles. That's all.
I mean,
the
Hometown Man in his hometown of Orlando, Florida. The Hometown Man has to win it. I mean, it's his hometown.
I mean, he has to. I mean, we also have this trios match. We have Cedric Alexander and the Hardys taking on Mustafa Ali and the Great Hands. That's the name of the team, the Great Hands.
Yes, 3/4 of Order 4. The Great Hands. What is that? Oh, sorry. I thought it was. I totally misread something. Sorry. Anyway.
Oh boy.
I'm not going to bet against the Hardy Boys and Cedric Alexander. Mostly the Hardy Boys, so I'm not going to bet against those guys. I think it's good to see Cedric and Mustafa whenever they're sharing the ring. Is just is just amazing. I expect some type of sick bump for Jeff Hardy, and I expect for John Schuyler and Jason Hatch from the Good Hands to also look pretty good. Like I like those two. I like them since they was rolling with Eric Young with EY. So I think they're good hands. Well, no, they were good hands with Eric Young. Now they're the great hands with Mustafa Ali. So I think this would be a good 6-man tag.
TK, who do you have in this match?
Cedric and the Hardys. I feel like never bet against the Hardys.
That is very true.
Oh,
I
just
can't.
like
I
Jeffrey said.
can't. I can't do it. I can't bet against the Hardys. I got to go with Cedric Alexander and the Hardys. And also, do not be shocked if you see Tasha Steelz at ringside, because she would be very sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
I love Tasha Steelz. Jersey, what up? Brick City.
Ooh, and we have this match. We have the entire system with Alyssa Edwards taking on the Rascals, and they're going to have a mystery opponent. A mystery tag team partner.
Do you think?
I wonder who that could be. Coming out of left field, coming out of the west side of things, out of left field, the west side. It's gonna be him, baby. It's gonna be.
You think so? It should
the
be
missing piece, the X factor, if you will. What else? Does he show up or does he not show up? It's Desmond Xavier. It's gonna be dope to see the Rascals in unity, all 4 of them, and this gonna be a banger. I'm excited about the Rascals versus the System. JDC announced last night on TNA Impact Live that he will be retiring come, I think, first of the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're gonna get all of our dirty dancing out that we need to do and dance with the Rascals tonight. So excited to see.
It would make sense. Like, do you think when this stuff happens, like when somebody gets released from WWE and they get signed to TNA, that they know that they'll be signed to TNA? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you think they know that, or does TNA like then say, "Oh, they would be really good," and then TNA calls them? Like,
I think it's a little bit of both.
Because it just seems like, why not? This is a whole like storyline that they can definitely explore.
Yeah, now we can have you. Like, it's like you're our guy. Like, we have sovereignty over you.
Right.
The funny part would be if like somehow we've seen Desmond Xavier in TNA, and then we saw Des come to NXT as Wesley, and then we saw Wesley on TNA television. And now we're going to see him as Desmond Xavier on TNA television. Have we ever like seen that before? Like, and with the possibility somehow, some way, if this TNA NXT partnership continues, that we might mess around and see Desmond Xavier on NXT. So, you know, my name is my name.
Well,
you know,
he's on the East Coast tomorrow. He's gonna be in
House of Glory tomorrow.
House of Glory tomorrow. So
House of Glory.
This makes perfect sense. Actually,
I mean, it's just a short plane ride.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not far from Florida, but I'm gonna take the Rascals in this. I mean, it's a possibility we could see Desmond Xavier, because I know they dropped a hint during last night's show on TNA, but it would be interesting him to see. And also with the fact too, I mean, Kane, you pointed out it goes both ways, because some people, even if after they get released from WWE, it's like, oh yeah, we got signed to TNA a few weeks later or a few days later. But it's also building up their men's division. Same with their knockouts as well, because we knew earlier in the year they kind of gutted some of their women's knockouts division and some of their guys. So they're kind of have to reset and just build from the ground up on their respective roster.
I really hope it's him, because Kane, do you remember that it was in Los Angeles and we met him outside of oh my gosh,
Wale Mania,
and he smiled, and I'm like, oh my god, you had the brightest teeth ever.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Like we didn't need no lights
It was
around
it
him.
was
Just like,
mesmerizing. Like, you know, when you see somebody and somebody's like either their eyes are just like thing or they're just so beautiful or handsome that you cannot not say anything. His teeth were
Yeah.
just so mesmerizing. I'm like, oh my god, it's just like bright lights.
like, are you an orthodontist? Like, what did you
Yeah.
like? How did this happen? Nah.
Yeah.
That WWE medical plan wasn't no joke, baby. That WWE dental plan, you got the best of the
Telling
best.
you. Yeah.
Definitely not Isaac Yankum DDS, which is my dentist. You know, because I got Medi-Cal, so you know,
Well,
Why do you
beggars can't be choosers. You know,
I-
with that Medi-Cal.
Well, we do have a TNA Knockouts World Tag Team title. We have Victoria Crawford and Tessa Blanchard taking on the Inspiration, taking on the Angel Warriors in a triple threat match.
Inspiration?
Yeah, I do like the Angel Warriors. I do like what they're doing, but Inspiration, Cassie, and I almost called her WWE name. Sorry, Cassie and Jesse retain. Inspiration.
I'm going with the Inspiration. That's few of Dylan's favorite Aussies from the land down.
Yeah,
So I'm
them
picking,
your girls, Dylan.
those are his ladies. So I'm taking the Inspiration to retain. And we also have the TNA Knockouts World title. We have Kalani Jordan taking on M by Elegance. And also, by the way, too, if you have not been watching, they're also looking for a Mr. Elegance, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Kane, that's you.
I saw that.
Kane, you need to cut a promo.
Oh my God. Could you imagine? He would definitely be good at that. Like Mr. Elegance. Like, why should I be Mr. Elegance?
Yes. Kane, this is all you. They're looking for you.
I was like, would I be the personal concierge to the personal concierge? Like, how would
you'll be
work?
Mr. Elegance.
Oh, I'll just be Mr. Elegant. Okay. I wanted
Yeah.
to make sure. I was like, okay, all right. Well, sounds like I gotta talk to my trainer and do some more sit-ups before I pull up on TV. No, very excited about this. Again, whenever I see the Elegance brand, I'm happy to see it continue, but I'm also, it's also a bittersweet feeling that Ash is not there just because it was just such a money gimmick. But we see Heather Reckless and Ash were tag champs for a while. Now Heather by Elegance. Now we see Maggie Lee here, who I think is going to be a star, who is now M by Elegance. So I think M by Elegance is going to have a good showing, but Kelani Jordan retains.
I just had a blonde, oh my gosh moment. So I just read Jeffrey's comment, I am her. It just
yeah.
I saw NXT and I saw what. Oh wow,
That's
so
right.
Is it
pour the 40 out for M by Elegance?
Is it politically correct to say you're acting blonde, or is it not politically correct? Is that like an issue now? I don't know. Anyways,
is it a blonde moment?
Yeah, is that like a thing? I don't know. Anyways, I had a blonde moment, and I just thank you, Jeffrey, for like it. It's like when like they do it in the movies, and when somebody's making the light bulb goes off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, days later, I'm like, oh yeah.
10 days later. Oh, because she is with him.
Right.
She's with him.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes her. Yeah.
Blonde. Yep. Little details. I like that though. Thank you. Appreciate it, Jeffrey.
Who did you pick? Kalani? Did you pick?
Oh, Kalani for sure. She has to. I feel like it'll benefit her after she cut that fire promo. Like she can't cut that fire promo and then lose. It's not time.
Well, don't tell that to Tommy Dreamer or Delirious, because they'll mess around and just book. Let's have Tessa Blanchard win this match. She's not even in the surprise. Yeah.
Well, I'm picking Kelani to retain. I mean, you got to build up that momentum after doing that fiery promo that you did on NXT.
Mm-hmm.
And we're also going to have Indy Hartwell taking on Danny Lua in a no disqualification match.
This is a tough one.
Yeah, they had a little kerfuffle the last night as well. Indy needs this win coming off the loss against Kehlani for the TNA Knockouts championship. So I can see Indy taking this.
Same.
Mhm. Yeah, I think this is a clean sweep. I do see Indy Hartwell getting a win over Danny Lua, and they did have a story pickup, but Indy is definitely getting my vote. AJ Francis taking on BDE.
AJ Francis. I don't even want to talk about BDE getting choked out by Shorty who was twerking last night as she was choking him out.
Oh boy.
Go look it up on a VPN. Don't even use your actual.
Oh, we have a
IP
VPN code. I'm gonna put it in the
Segue.
That's a segue right there.
I'm gonna put it in the chat for y'all because VPN is everything.
Side note, Boza, I missed your comment. You said that Victoria Crawford and Tessa Blanchard will be new champions. You know what? I can see where you're going with that because of the Inspiration are working without a contract, but you think they're gonna belt up Tessa? Wait a minute.
Why not?
They would belt up Tessa. They would belt up Tessa with her black friend. It would absolutely.
Oh my god.
I could absolutely see that to get the heat. No, she can't be. She has a black tag team champion friend. Can't be. I hate it.
Here is the question, and I already know if this gets clipped, it's going to be a whole thing. At what point do we, like, I guess, forgive her or let her live her life?
Well, she's living her life. And
Correct.
you can obviously, so there's been forgiveness. I just think that people haven't forgot. So, like, I mean, this is a wrestling audience here. You know what I mean? This is a very like, hey fam, like, what you doing? You know what I mean? Like, what is this? How can we let this person who says that? But
I guess Beulah's on Kane's side.
yeah. See, Beulah.
She's like, never.
It's like never is the answer. You know, listen, I never hear a group of people bond together like when I was at the Galen Center USC for Rebellion and people were shouting, she's a racist for her match against Masha Slamovich. That match aged well, by the way. That match aged well.
Who said she's a racist that like kills me because they were non-melanated. I'll just put it that way. And there was, a huge Hispanic contingent there. There was a sprinkle of black folks, but the people who were yelling that were the people who were non-melanated, which,
That's how you know they were offended. They were like, hey, yo, I got my black friends and they upset. But I think, listen, of course, the whole situation about the word, the epithet, and then the spitting with La Rosa Negra and whatnot. That's what we're referring to if you're new here. But yeah, it's a situation. And I believe that that they have that she's like forgiven Tessa, right?
Yeah, Lenore, she did a whole post. Yeah,
they had like a joint thing with so I mean, factually, if the person it happened to, I guess we got to move on. But this is wrestling. Like, don't let facts get in the way of chance. You know what I mean? But
my pick is AJ.
Point, yeah. yes. BD, he's like a blogger guy, right?
Yeah, he's like he's like a social media influencer wrestler.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Similar to what Logan Paul's doing.
All right. So I guess he should be BDEI.
Oh my gosh.
I'm picking AJ to win this match.
Thank you for not whomping me. That was good.
I you know what? I was looking for it, and then Courtney started talking. I'm like, you missed one, but it was in everybody's mind. Very deserving.
I'm picking AJ to win this match. That's all I'm doing. And this one's gonna slap. TNA X Division Championship. Rich Swann taking on Leon Slater.
Wait, what did he say? Rashclot or Bumbleclot? Which one did he say?
Ross Clot from the 0121. 0121, bruv. Shouts to Bird.
Oh my god. Wait. Sorry, I'm all over the place. What's his background? Like, I know he's
from
I
the
know
0121.
Yeah, but if somebody says Rosclot, there's a high chance that his parents are Jamaican.
Oh yeah. I mean, everybody, like every black person in Britain is Jamaican.
No.
Oh my god, I never even heard that.
Caribbean.
Incorrect. Yes,
They got
Caribbean. Yes.
ancestors. Yeah, it's Caribbean. Yeah, they're from the islands.
Not Jamaican. Not everybody is not Jamaican. Oh, it doesn't
But
say
he-
his professional, his personal background.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry, Leon Slater.
Yes. Shouts to the Windrush generation. That's your history project.
I'm picking the guy from across the pond, Leon Slater. He's gonna retain. I do see that. Also, just continue his reign, and also, he's gonna be on NXT on Tuesday with Javon Evans.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait for this. I can't wait for it. I don't know if it's just the fact that he said Rosclot on national television that got me more invested, but I am now fully, I want to see it.
This is why representation is important in wrestling, right there.
Right,
It's just like I'm in
That
I'm
part.
in.
That part.
Wrestling relate.
Like that's all
part.
you had to say, and I'm just like, wait, what?
This
One,
is my
you
guy.
don't know what was he saying, and then
That-
two, that's not a problem. I want to see more.
Yeah.
I am slipping more words that you have,
I need
that
more
you
of
have
that.
no translation for.
That's right. Just patois
Well-
on WWE television.
Oh my goodness. Well, we have this match. TK, I don't know if you've been following TNA, but we do have a new TNA World Champion in Frankie Kazarian. So Mike Santana and Steve Macklin will be taking on Nick Nemeth and the new TNA World Champion, Frankie Kazarian.
Ooh. I feel like there's a storyline with Mike Santana that we need to that's supposed to be worked on, or it already has. I don't know if I missed the mark on that, because I know when we were in Los Angeles there was like a whole thing happening with that. But I don't know, for some reason Mike Santana always gets my vote. So
Yeah, I can see actually Nick Nemeth and Frankie Kazarian going over here only because they're champion. And I actually I'm gonna talk my way out of it, because Nick is mad that they're co-holders of the Call Your Shot Gauntlet, that Kazarian went and cashed it without him. So I could see them having some bickering, and Santana and Macklin going over. And maybe we could be looking at also a fatal four-way, because don't forget, Steve Macklin, the current TNA International Champion, is also a former TNA World Champion himself.
Mm-hmm.
So all four men in this ring have been world champions somewhere. 3 out of the 4 have been TNA champions, with Frank Kazarian being the current champion. So, this would be more interesting than we think it is just on paper when we actually see it in fruition. And Macklin came out last night to try to save Santana as the NXT squad was attacking him. So we're going to see what's up with that.
let's see what's up.
We'll see what's up. I'm gonna take Mike Santana and Steve Macklin. Shout out to Deanna Purrazzo for her husband, Steve Macklin. I can't bet against them, but also,
And
with
then
the
they
fact
just have an
too-
anniversary too, like a 10-year anniversary, or that they had an anniversary or something. I saw
They
that
might have,
posted.
I'm not sure, but make sure to check out Steve Macklin and Deanna Purrazzo's podcast. Make sure to check that out. But I'm definitely going with Mike Santana and Steve Macklin. And also with the fact too, when we were talking about Mike Santana losing the title, he also celebrated 1,000 days of sobriety this past week. So congratulations to Mike Santana.
1,000 days of sobriety, and TNA did that to him. All right.
But
Okay.
I know. But that wraps up TNA Turning Point.
Yeah.
wraps it up.
Hopefully, again, I hope it's not TNA turning off.
Well,
I think this is the
Well,
part where
well,
we,
well.
well, I think this is the part where we gotta go because SmackDown's gonna be on.
Speaking of turning off, it's a twofer. Let's get it.
It is a twofer. You wanna? I mean, do I have it ready? I think I have it ready.
You have
Because
it
I'm sure.
somewhere.
Yes, I have it ready, and
Once
I'm
you
sure
do
that
it,
there's
it's
more
happened. The
womp.
show's over.
Yeah,
The
more
show's
womp.
over. It's too
I'm
late.
sure you
The
did
show-
way more, but this is for you, Kane, for the whole show.
on this rainy LA day that we're trying to survive these monsoons and biblical floods that we're still waiting to come.
Biblical floods.
Yeah, you know, every time it rains here, everybody gets silly, and you know,
Oh,
it hasn't been nothing. Like,
yeah, it's crazy. Like, there's usually like 30 people in my gym class. Today it was like less than 10.
because everyone, oh my god,
wow. Yep.
Yeah.
sky water. Oh no, sky water.
It's like rain. Yeah, pretty much
Yeah.
rain. It's like that's it.
Yeah, but I think too, if you're raised on the East Coast, particularly with snow, then you know. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's a whole conversation when it
Yeah.
comes to snow. People are like, I usually try to go before it starts snowing. Like if I go early in the morning, like I'll go at 6 a.m. or 6:30 to just get it out the way, and then it'll snow later in the day. I'll be like, oh, I'm done.
Oh yeah, but driving through snow is like whatever. But anyways,
I mean,
we're here.
like, yep.
Spoken like a true Canuck, TK, where y'all just jump on your sleds and your snow dogs and Cuba Gooding Jr. your way through town to Tim Hortons.
It's funny though, because it was raining today. This morning I took my dog out for a walk, and I went to school in Oregon. And so for you guys who are familiar with Oregon or Washington, it rains a lot there. And so after I don't know, I had bought an expensive umbrella, lost the umbrella, and then I just noticed everybody just walks in the rain. Like, so here my dog has a raincoat, and I'm just walking my dog, and people are like, "Aren't you cold?" I'm like, "It's rain." On top of that, I have braids, so it's like,
yeah,
it's
That
Gucci.
part.
It's rain.
Yeah.
By the
Anyway.
way, Bella's raincoat cost $4,000 American because she's the flyest pup out there. So.
Oh my
I mean,
god.
Yeah, it was
cute.
custom. It was custom dog Gucci, also known as Poochie. So you know, only the best. Let Bella cook in her streetwear. All right. Anyway.
Where can everybody find you, Kane?
Yeah, man. Out here. Hey yo. Kane McCoy. Follow. I'm on Threads now, so until I get my Twitter back, but like, check it out, man. We're silly on there.
Courtney, where can everybody find you?
Well, the people can always find me chirping periodically on WWT Live. Wednesdays, you know where to find me. It is Timeless Elite Wednesdays because we're on the road to full gear. And we have a special 3-hour edition of AEW Dynamite and Collision next Wednesday. So there'll be a lot, and it's a go-home show. Make sure to follow ISPW Wrestling. We do have a lot of stuff happening. Honey and I will be at an event next Saturday. We'll hopefully we'll see you there. Girl Power Pro Wrestling. Yours truly will be on the call in 2026. We have Carissa Rivera, formerly known as Electra Lopez, will be there, and the virtuosa Deanna Perrazzo will be there as well. So it's going to be a good show because if you love wrestling, you love women's wrestling, you live in New Jersey, just feel free. Also, make sure to follow me on my socials at CourtneyNJ11 because today is World Diabetes Day. It's very personal for me because I am type 2 diabetes. Shout outs also to Kyle O'Reilly because he also has type 1 as well. And he had a banger of a match on Blood and Guts. So shout outs to all of them. Shout outs to everybody this weekend. And yeah, we got a lot of wrestling on a Friday night.
I think Kane has also created PTSD in me because I really thought you were going to say, shout out to everybody who has type 2 diabetes. I really thought you were going to say that.
No. No.
As I was say, that's such a Kane thing to say, but I thought you were gonna say because I thought he influenced you, and I was like, oh boy. And then
if I may, I was gonna say more like the type to beat that ass. Beat that ass. Beat.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We have a couple of really great interviews that are going to be dropping. One wrestler from ISPW, amazing interview, and 2 wrestlers from CMLL. Really great interviews as well. That's going to be dropping for the end of the year. So definitely keep that, be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for our annual end of the year show where, we're going to have some surprises. Also, if you are in, the VPN land, you want a VPN, I just dropped the link. We're going to have a commercial for that, but you can use the code WWT to get a discount on NordVPN because Lord knows there is a lot of wrestling to watch. And we're not balling like Ced, because Ced be in the streets. You can follow me everywhere at TK Trinidad. Make sure you follow Women's Wrestling Talk on all social media platforms at www.talkpod.com. And with that being said, if I can probably have the outro video ready. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. Ciao for now.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WWTalkPod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.